Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here, and welcome to another video. The temperature finally broke here. I am so relieved. It's been so hot. So, two things. First, I get a break from sweating, and I get to be comfortable, and you guys don't have to listen to the buzz of my fan. So that's actually really kind of good. So this video has a bunch of things that I want to cover in it. But first off, it is going to be the last comparison I'm going to do between Weld-On and methylene chloride. This first part you're going to see here is I'm going to build a small desktop tank. It's going to be foot by foot by about 8 inches, and I'm going to build another one in the second half of this, and I'm going to glue that up with methylene chloride. Now, to give Weld-On a chance here, I have prepped the edges. This is the kind of thing I would do if I was making this for a client. Getting the little bits of saw marks off and that sort of thing, just to have it as clean as possible. So that little bit of white powder you see is just when I was sanding, it does creep underneath the protective layer of the blue stuff you see there. And that's not a big issue. It's something that's easy to get rid of once you peel it off. So I'm going to glue this up, and what I want to do is I'm going to pressure test it. People have asked me to build aquariums and want me to give advice on what sizes of acrylic to use and whatnot for building aquariums. And I don't build aquariums out of acrylic. I don't mind doing stuff this size. This is perfectly fine. I have built a great many sumps and filters that are way bigger than this. This is, like I said, a foot by 8. And it's not enough water pressure to be of any issue. But I'm going to build a tank like 30, 60, 90, 100, 300, 600, 1,000, whatever. The larger tanks I will not build out of acrylic. It doesn't have the staying power and the ability to withstand that much water pressure. Now, if you get them out of cast, that's a completely different story, but then that's special order kind of stuff. And I know people have built acrylic aquariums like this, and they last for a very long period of time. It's just not my preference. My preference is if I'm building for a client, it's going to be out of glass, because I know I can sleep well at night and I don't have to worry about it. And that's just the way it is. So the first part you saw there was Weld-On. This is now going to be methylene chloride, and I did not prep these edges. These edges are unsanded. So this is going to be not exactly an apples to apples comparison. It is, but it's going to be a comparison that I think you'll be interested in seeing. These, like I said, these aren't prepped, but I know methylene chloride can smooth out those little bit of rough cuts in the saw and will give me a nice finish. Weld-On, I wasn't entirely sure about. So the other thing they're going to compare is in that first few clips you saw there, these are all at the same sped up rate. They're 400 times. Unfortunately, you may have noticed that this seems to be a little bit closer here. I was trying to build a microscope a little earlier in this week. I got some lenses in, and I might show some of that work a little later on. And I ended up increasing the magnification on the camera, my phone camera, and I forgot to put it back. So this is going to be a little closer than normal, but the actual frame rate you're seeing is the same. So, and in the time that it took me to just glue up those two pieces, I managed to glue up the entire aquarium. And that is actually something that's not so important for you guys, but for me it is quite a bit. And considering the fact also that I did not do any prep for the edges to get this finish, methylene chloride is simply what I'm going to end up working with from now on. I tried a number of Weld-On things, and there's nothing really wrong with it, but if you include prep time for edges and the extra time it takes to glue and the extra time that you need to let it cure before you can move on to the next set, it's about 3 times longer to make the same size tank as it is with methylene chloride. And that alone is enough. It would have to be ever so much better than the methylene chloride for it to be worth doing. So anyway, here we go. I mean, you can see that that edge is quite rough. That's a saw cut. It's actually quite a bit better now. The blade is sharper, but it is not sanded. I will end up sanding these later on if need be, for if I decide to use this for something else. Which brings me to probably the second part of this video that we're going to talk about near the end. There's going to be some other stuff that's going to happen with this. This is going to be a desktop tank. Sorry, one of them is going to be a desktop tank. One of them is just going to be pressure tested, probably the Weld-On version, and it's going to put water in it and set it aside and see what it looks like in a while, see if it yellows, any of that sort of stuff. Because I know none of that will happen with methylene chloride, because I have had filters that were over 20 years old and they're just as clear as they were when I first made them. So anyway, we'll see about all that later. So this is still 2 times magnification, and I left it here at this point, even though I had realized that it was closer than I want it to be. But it'll give you a little extra idea of the edges. So left side is unprepared methylene chloride, and you can see a little bit of roughness there. And on the right is Weld-On. At this point, it seems that Weld-On's better, but just wait until we see all the edges here, because you're going to see that there are, as you can see, parts that the Weld-On is worse at. And I'm going to switch also over to, in a few minutes, to regular magnification, and you're going to see again another difference, because you don't stare this closely at a fish tank, because there's no point to it. So anyway, just let me know what you think about the Weld-On versus methylene chloride. But from my perspective, I'm going to just stick with methylene chloride. It is sufficiently better that I'm going to use it for what I need it to do. So this is regular magnification, and you can see, without going to the extra magnification, these are more than clear enough. You can see a couple of bubbles there. Like I said, I didn't try to make this as perfect as it was for the Weld-On, but the Weld-On even still really can't hold up to the same kind of quality, even though I put the extra effort in. So there you go. Those are the 2 of them. Now, on to the important bits here. I am going to make an all-inclusive, well, all-in-one, whatever you want to call it, aquarium, a desktop aquarium. I want to, I'm going to air run this, and I'm going to have an underground filtration system, because that's the easiest way to hide it. And I am also going to have a cap put on it, and that cap is going to be the high humidity aspect for this. And I want to make kind of like, whatever you want to call it, a vivarium, a terrarium, whatever word is used today for a combination aquarium and terrarium, paludarium. There's so many of these words. So you're not misseeing this. I am going to build a box here, but I'm only temporarily holding this together with tape. And the reason for that is you guys are going to give me some ideas, hopefully, and some suggestions for what you want the inside of this to look like. I mean, I do want a part of this, obviously, to extend above the water line, and that way we can take advantage of the high humidity aspect that I've been getting some really great results with, and I want to see how this will work for this. So leave ideas, leave comments, let me know what you think. And what I'm going to show you in the end here is I'm going to stick this on top of the other box, and there's one other aspect of it I want to show you too, and another reason why I'm doing it this way. I'm rather quickly approaching 12K. Not that it really matters as far as numbers go, except for thank you very much for your support and everything. I just, like I said, every time I pass a little milestone like this, I am surprised that I have this many. But anyway, I want to do a giveaway. It's not going to be on 12K or whatever. It's going to be a giveaway, just simply because I haven't done one in quite a while. And I'm making this partly this way because this could be something that someone would want. And so that's another reason why I'm going to a little bit of extra effort here for this. And also because I want you guys to give some input on it. it just makes it a little bit more yours as well. So this could be the giveaway, but as always when I do giveaways, I want the person who wins to, pick something that they want, and it just has to be mailable. And because of current situations, it'll unfortunately only be within North America. I'm pretty sure I can still mail to the States. I've tried doing a couple of mail outs to parts of Canada, and it takes forever. I mean, it's just really like snail mail taken to a whole new level, trust me. But they do eventually get there. I have not tried mailing anything to the States, but that I will assume works. So I'm just going to tape this up, and I'm going to stick it on top just to give you a visual, just so you can have hopefully enough of a look at it that you can give me some suggestions for what you'd like to see inside this. Like I said, I would like to, well, actually, unless someone gives me a better idea, it's going to be run with an underground filter system, because I'm having really great results for that. And I definitely want a high humidity plant aspect to this, but it doesn't have to necessarily be an acrylic box near the water surface. It can be done differently. That's all up to you guys, so let me know what you think. So I'm not going to, in the future videos, do what I used to do, say, hey, I'm giving it away, and leave comments and that sort of stuff, because I end up getting 300 or 400 comments from people who don't necessarily watch the videos. So I am going to be giving these sorts of instructions at the end of a video. So in the next video, you'll get more of a continuation of this. So we'll wait for that. So there you go. This is the reason why it's done this way, because it can sit inside, and that's great for water drips, and it's also great for mailing out. So that's enough of me rambling on. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this style of video, please like and or subscribe, and definitely leave lots of comments, and I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.